Okay, so now let's write the code to actually convert the temperature, and we're going to have to use an if statement here. Again, this is the type of thing I would normally cover a little bit later, probably next week in this course, but there's no harm in introducing it now. So if this radio button is selected, then it's a certain kind of conversion, the Fahrenheit to Celsius. Or else, if the other one is selected, then the formula is different, and what we display is going to be different. So we're going to have to do a slight decision here. Nothing too complicated, though. So let's go ahead and get back behind the scene. Now, this is from the previous program when we were just converting Celsius to Fahrenheit, and that's fine. But what we're going to do, maybe I'll push this down a little bit. I am going to use this code, but let's get the if structure in place here. So we'll say if RAD Fahrenheit to Celsius, we'll start with that one, dot checked. The checked property has a true in it if that is selected, if that radio button is selected, and it has a false in it if it is not selected. So what I could do is say equals true, okay? So if that is checked, if the checked property is equal to true, look at the double equal sign in C# to express equality or measure equality. That's not the same as a single equal sign. The single equal sign means variable assignment. Take what's on the right and assign that value to the variable on the left. We're talking about two different things here. This is equality, or it's like a comparison operator to assess whether or not these two have the same value. This is an assignment operator. We're assigning a value from here to there, from the right to the left. Okay, so if that's the case, okay, then we'll do the spiel that we did before, which is the Celsius to Fahrenheit. I'll just go ahead and paste that right in. Okay. So there's if we're doing the Fahrenheit to Celsius, and or else the other one must be selected, so we have to kind of reverse everything here. So I'll create a double to, maybe we'll call it degrees Celsius, and we will have to parse the text coming from that text box. You know, actually, I think I don't like temp F anymore for that, because it might not be temp F. It's just a temperature. Why don't we change the name in this one? Instead of temp F, we'll just call it txt temp. Make it more generic. Okay, so here, oh yeah, look, isn't that nice? It changed it for me. I didn't even have to edit that. Okay, so we'll say the degree Celsius equals double dot parse. Okay, again, have to parse whatever's in there. Okay. All right, so now I have the temperature in degrees Celsius, and I want to run it through the formula, which I've already looked up online, and the result of that is going to be in the degrees Fahrenheit. So this would be the degrees Celsius times 9 divided by 5, and then we'll add 32 onto that. I think we're okay because the 32 is added on at the very end, so we don't need the arithmetic order of operations or any parentheses or anything like that. We're okay. So that should be good. And now we're pretty much home free. We want to display the results in the label there. And I just kind of have to reverse things around. So we'll say, this is going Celsius to Fahrenheit. So we'll say degrees Celsius, oops, is degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, just kind of switch everything around carefully. All right, it's not the most concise code, but we'll take shortcuts later and make our code a little cleaner later. All right, so anyway, why don't we try this out? Okay, we'll start with the Fahrenheit to Celsius. I'll enter 212 degrees Fahrenheit. I like to test it with like values I know, and that's 100 degrees Celsius. Looking good. Okay, why don't we change it Celsius to Fahrenheit? Okay, why don't we enter 100 degrees Celsius? And we're getting the opposite, 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Why don't we enter 0 degrees Celsius? 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So you can see it's working. We did not add a lot of code, but we have a lot more functionality for the user. Okay, so one more thing, I did forget to code the exit button. The students do that a lot too. They spend all the time on the important stuff. They forget to code the exit button or the close button. So don't forget, we're going to double click that. We're going to say this.close. Okay. And whoops, forgot my parentheses there. It's a close method. You need parentheses on that. And that'll do it.